helping black businesses. So that's why this partnership with Arabia Mountain was so clutch. And then not only are we helping those young people, but these young people actually do technology at a different level. And so, they have been able to increase our social media presence. They've been able to use technologies that older people just didn't know to use. So that's why this partnership is important. And it also creates new opportunities for these young people to think of themselves as entrepreneurs.
But yes, everybody, we're walking back to Miss Mason's office, and make sure you stay tuned because our principal is so wonderful and she supports us in everything that we do. So,
how you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice seeing you, Mr. Hampton.
Thank you so much for seeing us today.
Absolutely.
This is Nito. But Nito, he's our videographer, and this is Teron Wallace.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
He's over a lot of our partnerships.
Okay, wonderful.
Even though I did the work on this one, so I would let him come and take the credit.
That's okay. That's what we do, right?
That's what we gotta do. Hey, Matt Hampton here, director of the New Black Wall Street Market, and I'm here with Miss Tanya Mason. Principal of Arabia Mountain. Thank you for having a quick little convo with us and letting us take over your office today.
Absolutely. Anytime.
And so our partnership with Arabia Mountain, you can't get anything done without going to the principal's office. And so Miss Mason was able to sit down with myself and Miss Matthews, and she gave us the opportunity to come and start working with the students here at Arabia Mountain. And so as a principal, when we would start talking about this program, why was it something that you believed in?
One of the things that I think is most important about learning is exposure. We have phenomenal students here at Arabia Mountain High School. They're creative, they're innovative, and it gives them the opportunity to take what they're learning in the classroom out to do something that is real life and relevant to what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Why do you think, how do you think that impacts the student ultimately to have that kind of exposure and that experience? What is it? What do you see it? What is the benefits you see it really providing to students?
I think it provides buy-in. It allows them to see or to answer that age-old question of how am I going to use this in the real world? As well as it allows them buy-in to what's going on in their community. They have so many ideas, and our kids are very, very talented, especially with technology. And the more that you see them grow in an area that they're interested in, allows them to be able to continue to grow our economic environment that's around us. And so they really took this head on. They were interested. And the thing that I try not to do is say a whole lot of no's, but yes with a purpose. As long as I can see that what they're going to do is going to benefit them in the long run, I think that makes a world of difference as to how they are using their knowledge in order to support the community that they live in.
And so if you were talking to it, because you know the real of being a principal and you know what this entails running a school. So if you were talking to one of your colleagues and a fellow principal about this, what would you tell them is important to get over? Or what would be your advice if they were sitting here thinking about doing something like this as a principal? Because you know what you all deal with. And I know time is a huge factor and testing, but what are the things that are important for your fellow principals to understand about working with opportunities like what we did with the New Black Wall Street Market?
One is just setting the vision. And what we do through our CTAE programs is to ensure that they are having those hands-on experiences. So what happens is they're taking what they're learning in the CTAE classrooms and then utilizing it for something that they're doing in the community. And so for me, it's just making sure that it's a clear communication between myself as a leader and the teachers and what I expect to see, but also opening up the school to the community members that want to partner and figuring out how can we make this work to benefit not only the students, but to benefit our community. Because at the end result is, how do we cause our entire community to grow? It's not just the academics, but the exposure to things that are real life and relevant.
It's cool.
And one thing I want to just kind of get your thoughts and comments on, I think, so oftentimes people kind of lower the bar for kids and they try, but what I found, and that's what I think this program has really done, and I want to thank you for it, is that we kind of elevated and brought the bar up And what I found is that kids, when you take the bar up, because we had real world challenges with them to really help businesses that were suffering to really make things happen for real. What are your thoughts about raising the bar for students, and what have you seen from your experience when you raise the bar on students and make them perform, and put them in, not make them, but put them in environments where they can perform?
Absolutely. I think as long as you have a bar, I think it always has to be high. Our kids are going to meet the expectations when they know that the heart is behind it, and they truly know that the educator or the adult cares about them and where they will take it from there. A lot of times we look at grades, right? And so you may say, oh, this kid is not really that good in math, or not that good in science, or not that good in English. However, if we are willing to put forth some effort, put forth some opportunities for them, they will always meet the bar. I don't lower expectations for students, and they will tell you, I keep it high, and I expect them to consistently reach for the goal that they set. And if it takes a little bit longer, okay. But at least they're working toward the goal, and we know what the end result will be.
Yeah. Well, Ms. Mason, we want to thank you so much for this opportunity to work with your students and work with your school. It's been a true benefit to the New Black Wall Street market and to our entire community. And so we really salute you, and we thank you for being flexible, for helping get stuff done when it need to get done. And again, just thank you. Is there anything else you want to tell folks about Arabian Mountain or this partnership?
I will say that the partnership between Arabian Mountain and the New Black Wall Street has been one that has been brewing for a while. Trying to figure out how to get our students in the community, how to elevate their experience with employability skills, and how to handle those difficult relationships is important. Because once they leave Arabian Mountain High School, we want them to take the knowledge that they have learned here and go out into the community to be change agents in our society.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with us.
Absolutely, Mr.
All right.
Hampton.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey, Matt Hampton here, director of the New Black Wall Street Market. And ultimately, I wanted to, as we talk about this program and this partnership we've developed with Arabian Mountain, it all started with Miss Shanika Matthews. You always have to find that teacher, that person that goes above and beyond for their students. And Miss Matthews has certainly been that kind of teacher. When I first met her, she was doing 1,000 things and trying to get me to open up the campus, and whatever she told me to do, I did. But Ms. Matthews, first I want to thank you for really being the person that created the connection with Arabian Mountain and the New Black Wall Street Market. And so ultimately, why did you see that as an opportunity for your students?
Well, I always wanted to get the kids to understand the importance of the economy, rotating the money, recycling the money in the economy. And the Jewish community, they circulate the dollar, 12 times? We barely do one. So that is so important. And also, why do we need to have STEM jobs? It's great to be a social worker and, things like that. But we need some money, because you can help way more people when you have money. So using skills, using engineering, using computer science, that's the best way to do it, to break that barrier for African Americans. And
you not only are working with me in this program, kind of explain to folks what all you teach, and then what all you're involved with when it comes to students.
Okay, so I do, I'm an engineering and technology teacher. I am over Technology Student Association along with my colleagues here. Also Society of Women Engineers, National Society of Black Engineers, and Girls Who Code at Arabian Mountain High School.
Yeah. So whenever you want to get something done, you find the busiest person, and that's where you go get stuff done. What have you seen? Why do you think it's important, and why do you think it was an opportunity for young people to use technology in the real world? Why is that important to you as a teacher?
Well, you want your kids to have relevant experience, and you want them to have something to put on their resume. Not just said, okay, I went to school and I got a 4.0. That's great. I got a 3.0. That's great. But what else can you do? Because we're in a heavy competition market. It's not a localized market. It's a global market, right? So in order to compete globally, you have to be on top of everything, right? So using technology, learning as many skills as possible is the most important thing in the 21st century.
Yeah. Now, and what would you say, I always hear the challenges of teaching, right? What would you say to your fellow teachers if they had an opportunity to work with with a program like this, or a partnership where kids had young people had an opportunity to use their skills in the real world, why is it? What would you tell your fellow teachers why this is important?
Well, I think a lot of teachers, we don't sign up for the money, right? Yes, we need to support our families, but at the same time, our communities. This is a civic service. So if you have a passion for helping people, if you really want to see your community win, and me being of African American descent, I want to see my people win. I'm tired of us being at the bottom of society. I'm tired of us being at the bottom 13%. So that's what I want to see. I have a sense of community. I feel like I probably should have been born in the civil rights era, right? Because I know that leader is me. And so I can build other leaders, and that's what it's about.
That's awesome. How have you seen your students benefit from the partnership with the New Black Wall Street Market? Have you seen growth? Have you seen maturity? What have you seen in them since they've had this opportunity to work with us and be a part of this partnership?
The kids are getting real world skills, not just doing things, not just coming up with marketing, not just coming up with apps, they're running, they're doing payroll, they're doing all kind of stuff that you would not do as, somebody who's 15, 16, 17 years old. So they're getting all kind of experience, meeting all kind of wonderful people that are impactful in the community, millionaires, all kind of people from everywhere that's coming to New Black Wall Street. It's just a phenomenal opportunity that it's going to be very hard for someone else to duplicate.
Right. And the last kind of question I wanted to ask you, if software companies, as we go out and we talk to software companies about this, why is it important to be supportive of programs like this if you're a software company or if you're in the technology space? Okay,
that's a great question, because we just got, several students just won over $130,000 from Amazon as well as from Microsoft and AT&T yesterday. So, they know the importance. We've worked with several different schools, several different competitions. Everybody wants to work with our kids. So software competitions, kids, you ever heard the saying, it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead? In other words, dealing with young people, is going to be easier to work with them than people my age or older than me. Because we're going to have they're going to be way more creative. They have way more time on their hands, and they can learn things way quicker. And you have to be able to learn quickly in the age of AI.
That's so true. And what I think too is, as a software company, there's a competition for talent. Yes. And what I've seen is that the earlier you get young people excited and using their talents, that you're going to have people who are at the top of their game in the software industry. And so I think that ultimately this is really a great way to connect with the leaders for their future companies, the technicians, the bright minds that are going to lead the technology industry. These kind of opportunities give you that opportunity to meet those young people now and get a leg up on developing those relationships. And so I just want to thank you for always going above and beyond and just being the person that you are and the kind of educator that you are, because this would not have happened unless you made the connections to make it happen with the principal, with the students. And so you have continued to be a resource for the New Black Wall Street Market. And we always are supportive of anything that you want us to do. And we're going to do what you tell us to do as always. So is there anything else you want to tell the folks at New Black Wall Street Market or any of our other partners about this program, or just anything that you want to communicate about Arabia Mountain?
Well, I skip over a lot of schools to come to Arabia. I don't even live in DeKalb County, but I'm from DeKalb. This is where I was raised, and I want to come back here and impact the leaders of DeKalb. The leaders of DeKalb are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. They're going to be our governors. They're going to be our mayors. They're going to be our presidents. So if you want to deal with leaders, you come and you work with Arabia Mountain High School. You work with DeKalb County Schools. You work with New Black Wall Street. That's what you do.
All right. Well, she told us y'all what to do too, so you better get on it. All right. Thank you so much.
Mr. Roberts?
Okay. Hi, camera. Oh, we're back outside in the E-Hall. We're in the E-Hall. Y'all can see my legs. Please don't say nothing. This is school. Everybody dirty. Stop. You can't see that. It's empty. Oh my God. Okay. So anyway. So now we're walking up the stairs. Well,
we're going to Miss Sanford's classroom, who is the computer science teacher. She does all the software for this school.
all that.
You know what we're talking
It was
pretty much
just
plans
a
on the
very,
event.
oh, sorry. It was just a very successful interview with Mr. Hampton and Miss Matthews. We really appreciate Miss Matthews for being here for us and pushing us to be our best selves at all times. She's really a wonderful teacher and she has really impacted all of our lives. We really appreciate Mr. Hampton for coming out to support us at our school to be able to get a little bit of a sneak peek into the new Black Wall Street market.
Yeah, we really appreciate Miss Matthew. She's always encouraging us no matter what we are doing and however we're doing it. She's always telling us that we can be our best selves and that nobody can ever stop us as African Americans children. And then we just support Mr. Hampton also helping us with whatever Miss Matthews' visions were for us.
Yes, so we are so excited to have this opportunity and we're so excited that you're here with us.
You know, here at
Makes me want to cry.
in our habitat, which is our school.
about.